The railroaders' fight is not over yet. Dozens of members of Congress, led by Bernie Sanders and Jamal Bowman, push for Biden to take executive action to grant 7 paid sick days.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Last Week in Southern Labor, that is a segment that we do every week mostly, where we tell you what happened in the labor movement in the South. We pull the information from Jonah Furman's newsletter, Who Gets the Bird, which compiles all this information for the entire United States. So if you want to see what's going on outside of the South, then subscribe to his newsletter. That's whogetsthebird.substack.com. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into new organizing through December the 11th. 150 workers who do HVAC manufacturing for Seasons 4 in Douglasville, Georgia, are organizing with UA Local 72. 104 drivers for Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits in Farmers Branch, Texas, are organizing with Teamsters Local 745. 80 Starbucks workers at 4 stores, including in Flower Mound, Texas, are joining the Starbucks Workers United movement. 80 warehouse workers for wood products manufacturer Patrick Industries in Decatur, Alabama, are organizing with RWDSU. Shout out to any of those folks who may be hearing us live on the radio right now. Definitely feel free to call in. 29 dancers at the Texas Ballet Theater in Fort Worth, Texas, are organizing with AGMA, as are 19 more dancers at Ballet Memphis. 12 more school bus drivers in Amarillo, Texas, for the DS bus lines are joining Teamsters Local 577, and 10 drivers for Maytag Aircraft in Fort Stewart, Georgia, are joining AFGE Local 1922. We had one big win, which involved 349 workers involved in the PGA Tour telecasting, which is based in St. Augustine, Florida. They voted 135 to 52 to join the IBEW. In strikes and bargaining, Marty Walsh is now apparently stepping in to try to resolve the 200-day, 1,000-member UAW Local 807 and 180 Case New Holland strike in Burlington, Iowa, and Racine, Wisconsin. But Warrior Matt UMWA strikers in Brookwood, Alabama, have been out 3 times as long with no end in sight. In rural Sampson County, North Carolina, school bus drivers called out in protest after teachers, but no other staff, got raises. We love to see that. Teachers in St. Johns County, Florida, went red for ed at a school board meeting after having rejected a $1,200 raise. The current average salary is under $47,000. Spirit Airlines matched Delta's 34% wage offer to the Airline Pilots Association. That's pretty that's pretty good. The United Airlines CEO tried to speak to some picketing pilots and was only able to see a wall of their backs. We love to see that solidarity. In politics and legislation, the railroaders' fight for paid sick days is not over yet, as dozens of members of Congress, led by Bernie Sanders and Jamal Bowman, push for Biden to take executive action to grant 7 paid sick days to railroad workers under an executive order covering federal contractors from 2015 that Obama created to exempt rail carriers. In the meantime, SMART and BLET conducted a dozen or so rallies across the country this past Tuesday, which are likely to be geared towards winning this executive order. The Teamsters won a huge pension victory this week, with the Biden administration announcing $36 billion to avert pension cuts for 350,000 Teamsters under the failing Central States Pension Fund. Organizing against these pension cuts were part of the big grassroots movement that groups like Teamsters for a Democratic Union have built off of over the past decade, often at odds, not just with the companies and the federal government, but union leadership as well. Probably not a coincidence that a week after shoving a contract down the throat of some 30,000 Teamsters, Biden moves money around to make good by the union. And finally, in internal union politics, Starbucks Workers United turned a year old today with nearly 300 union stores and over 7,000 union baristas.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.